Good morning. Welcome to the bunker on Monday, the 30th of March. It's another beautiful day down here in the Moselle Valley, and it's cold. Didn't sign up for this. And we've cut the lawns, done the cars, and that type of thing again. But all is good. We're okay. And speaking with clients all over the world, from exotic locations like Aberdeen through to California, through to Tokyo, and later on this morning, speaking to somebody over in Israel. And everybody's in the same boat. This is truly a global phenomenon, and I'm seeing it actually bring people together in quite some way, which, if there is a positive thing to it, that's one of the outcomes, I guess, of this. So no, we're okay. Life is good. I hope you guys are okay as well. And it is a bit of a pressure cooker when you're staying at home. If you're working from home, you've got kids and a dog and that type of thing, it can be quite tough. So keep the faith. It can get quite difficult from sometimes. And what I'm seeing is a different style of leadership is required in the good old days, if you like. As about a month ago, leadership was all about inspiration, vision, clarity, buying cupcakes on a Friday and having a pool table in the office and that type of thing. All good stuff. But leadership was about let's go, let's grow, let's make this happen. And it was very much more a positive framework. Some of the decisions that leaders are having to take now and some of the ways they're having to lead their teams, not quite so positive. It's quite tough, quite difficult. And one of the lessons I learned early on in my career, and I was a troubleshooter going around to companies within a group and running them, not shutting them, but fighting for them, getting them back on track, and making sure they didn't fall over. And I went to a company up in Rochdale back in the day with my director, and we pulled up in the car park, and we had about 80, 85 people working there, I think it was. Little manufacturing, logistics, storage business. Great company, some great people there. And we pulled up in the car park, and Paul, his name was, he jumped out of the car and got them all in the car park, all lined up. And he said, guys, you've got some tough times, got some bad news. And he put a line down the centre of the car park, yellow spray paint. And he said, those who want to stay with us, come on this side of the line. And those who don't want to stay with us, go on that side of the line. And you guys will be made redundant immediately. And we've got your envelopes here for you should you choose to go, and off you go. Anyway, so the waters parted, and about 2/3 of the people wanted to stay, and 1/3 decided they wanted to go. So the third of the people that wanted to go, we gave them their envelopes, and they left the site immediately. And then the other 2/3, we got them inside the warehouse, and we spoke to them about what we were doing, what the future was, and how it was going to be. And afterwards, after it was all done, that was a tough day. That was a hard day. And I did say to Paul, that was a brutal way of doing it, getting people into the car park and just drawing a yellow line down the centre of the joint, pick a side. And you can't do that now. Don't do that, by the way. You can't do that nowadays. But back then, in those days, you sort of could. And but what he said was, he said, look, if you're going to give people bad news or difficult news or challenging news, don't drag it out. Get it done. Get it over with. Tell them now they can move on. They can heal and move on. But also, if you're going to give some people bad news, we owe it to them to give them the bad news. But also the people who are left, the people who are remaining, we need to give them hope. We've got to give them a vision and hope. And what we did when we went inside the warehouse, Paul pointed to me and just said, this is your new operations manager. And his job is to make sure that we don't have to fire any of you ever again. And I guarantee you work with us, do what we ask you, dig in, and no more redundancies. So no pressure on me then. But it's exactly what we did. Now, when we had the people who'd left, and we looked after them, we did what we had to do for those guys and gals. But the people who were with us, they smarted because some of their friends had gone, and maybe even family members had gone as well. But because we gave them some certainty, some positive hope, something to dig in for, they worked really hard with us, and the business turned around. It was okay. It was a lot of issues in the business, but aren't there always? But because we got the bad news out of the way, then we got the good news out of the way, and we gave hope and promise and said, we're going to do our very best. You work with us, this is what we're going to do. And it absolutely worked. It did seem very brutal at the time, but times have changed. The game has changed. So if you've got to give bad news to people, do it. Do it kindly, do it in a humane way, do it by the book, absolutely. But do it. Don't drag it out. I see so many people giving notice of bad news coming, and they wait and hang around, and it just erodes people's spirits. So if you've got to give bad news, get it done, get it out of the way, but also give good news to other people as well, or positive news, give them hope. And from a leadership perspective, you've got to take your people through this. You really need them, and they need you as well. So that was one of the lessons I learned back a long, long time ago, but it stayed with me. And I think if there hasn't been a lot of bad news around in the recent history, thank goodness, now times have slightly changed. So just remember, people need clarity, either negative clarity or positive clarity. Don't keep them waiting around. That erodes the spirit and erodes the soul. So that's what I learned as a young manager up in sunny Rochdale. If anybody knows Rochdale, I was there for about 12 months and I stayed in a place called, it was Milne Row, which is just around the corner from Rochdale. And it was a pub called the Lady Barn Hotel. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I was there. And what I got chastised by the accounts department once. They challenged my expenses because apparently my bar bill came to more than my hotel bill, which was anyway, nothing to be particularly proud of. But anyway, I do remember the Lady Barn at Milne Row fondly, and a great bunch of people up there as well. And still in touch with a few of them even to this day. And this was a long, long time ago. So anyway, lessons in leadership from Rochdale, and hope that's of help. But give people clarity. Good news, yes, also give them the bad news. So have a great Monday, and I've got calls today with Aberdeen. I've got a call with Israel. I've got a call with some martial artists over in the UK. Everybody's pulling together, and you know what, we're going to get through it. Everyone's going to be okay. It might be tough, but keep going. Any questions for me? If I can help, if anybody wants to have a conversation with me, if I can just have a coffee and a chat with anybody, any tips and ideas, happy to do that. Just drop me a note. We'll make it happen. And no sales meeting, nothing, no pressure, just a conversation. If that helps, and then happy to do that. Drop me a note and we'll arrange a time. So have a great day. Have a lovely Monday. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I look forward to your updates. Stay safe, stay away from people, and keep washing your hands. Speak to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.